The San Fernando Valley, like other communities throughout California, has been hard by the economic toll of this pandemic. That's why I worked with my colleagues and the governor to pass a common sense tax relief legislation, AB 80, which I was very proud that Governor Newsom came to the city of San Fernando to sign that bill. I was proud to be one of the legislators in attendance. He came and visited several small businesses in San Fernando, and then we had a bill signing ceremony. That this bill helps lots of small businesses in our state with a tax cut. So thank you for all of you that sent me messages that you saw us in San Fernando, and a lot of you were there. So thank you for being there. Additionally, my team continues to help hundreds of constituents that are having issues like with EDD, the unemployment insurance. Because of COVID, unfortunately, many people have lost their job, but my office is there to help you with anything related to your unemployment checks. And we have hundreds of cases right now, and we continue to put the pressure on EDD to make sure that they resolve those cases for our constituents, because I know you need that money to pay for your bills, rent, utilities, food, to put food on the table for your family. And that's very important for me to make sure that you know that I am fighting for you to make sure that you get your money. If you need assistance, or if you know of someone from the district that needs help with EDD, please feel free to call my office at 818-504-3911, and someone will be able to help you. There's also lots of other programs that the state has, like a small business relief grant program. If you want to learn more about them, please contact my office so that we can help you with apply to some of those programs. But the reason I'm having this town hall, I have a very special guest, California State Treasurer Fiona Ma. Her office runs a lot of programs that can help small businesses in California. And that's why I wanted her to be here, so that she can talk about those programs. Our treasurer, Fiona Ma, is the state's 34th treasurer and the first woman of color and woman certified public accountant elected to statewide office. It's an honor to have you here, Madam Treasurer. Thank you for agreeing to provide information to the East San Fernando Valley. And thank you again for accepting my invitation to join us. Welcome.
Thank you, Assemblywoman, for your leadership, especially during the pandemic. I know it's been really difficult for many of us. I am your state's banker. So as your banker, I receive all of the revenues of the state, taxes, fines, fee, interest, penalties, totaling about 2.6 trillion in a normal year. I also invest the state's idle funds and invest for 22 local government units. So many are probably invested with our LAIF program, our local area investment fund. And we also issue all the bonds for the state of California, all the general obligation bonds, the revenue bonds, as well as the bonds for the UC and the CSU system. And over the past 2.5 years, we've saved the taxpayers about $4 billion by refinancing older 2010 generally bonds and taking advantage of the better interest rates that are out there, along with many others, I'm sure, listening on this call. I also chair 15 boards, commissions, and authorities that finance and fund hospitals, schools, affordable housing, public transportation, green energy, advanced manufacturing, and others. And I also oversee 3 savings programs, Cal Savers, Cal Able, and ScholarShare 529, which I will talk a little bit about, because I think these programs are very interesting for folks, and a lot of people don't know that they're available and easy to open and also to manage. And then I also sit on a number of different boards, authorities, including CalPERS, CalSTRS, the California Earthquake Authority, which I know is of a concern to many of us here in the States, as well as California Home Finance Authority, And then the iBank, which also has a number of different loan programs that they have been rolling out, especially during the pandemic. So just a couple of things I'd like to talk about. Under our CalCap for Small Business program, we have a number of lenders who are enrolled with us, and we provide a loan loss guarantee. And what this means is that some of these lenders would not necessarily loan to small businesses and individuals because of credit reasons, but because we guarantee these loans, please think about us as the lender of last resort. So if you're a small business and you need extra money right now for working capital or to pay your rent, again, CalCap for Small Business under my agency is available to assist. We also have a number of different programs. If you're thinking about taking advantage of retrofitting your home or your business at this time to save energy, new air conditioning, refrigeration, if you're a restaurant thinking about installing a better kitchen, more efficient kitchen cleaner, we also have programs for that, and that is under gogreenfinancing.com, and you will see a number of different programs. If you're also thinking about putting in electric vehicle charging stations, or if you have large diesel trucks that you want to convert to cleaner trucks, those also are available through my office. And then I just want to touch a little bit about our 3 savings programs, because it is never too early to save. And even during this pandemic, we saw more Californians save money by opening accounts, putting more money into the 3 savings accounts that we manage. First one is Scholarshare 529. If you have a young one that hopefully will go to college someday, or maybe even an apprenticeship program, we just changed the law to allow Scholarshare 529 money to go to apprenticeship programs. You basically save up to 18 years, and then the student can use that money for applicable qualified tuition and books. And this is really to help keep student loan debt low for these young people. Second is CalSavers. If you are a business that hires 5 or more employees and do not offer a retirement savings account, you will eventually have to open up a CalSavers account for your employees. Once you upload that roster to our CalSavers program, you will have no other financial or legal obligations for these accounts. These accounts stay with your employees, similar to a Roth IRA account. And the concept is you put away some money every paycheck, you forget it, let the money grow, and then hopefully when you retire or for an emergency, this money will be available for you so you don't have to max out your credit cards or take out high interest loans. And then the third new program is CalAble. If you were diagnosed with a disability before the age of 26 years old, you can now open an account in your own name and save up to $15,000 and not jeopardize any of your SSI or any other health and welfare benefits. Before, that limit was $2,000, which left a lot of people very vulnerable because they don't have any assets to their name per se. And so now you can open up an account and save up to $15,000. We are working with members of Congress to try to expand the disability age of onset to 46 years old, because we know people, when they get older, perhaps serving in the military, they get a disability later on in life, and we want to be able to allow them to also save for retirement or for an emergency. So those are just some of the programs that we have been administering and doing Zoom webinars. We've done over 250 Zoom webinars during this pandemic, getting out the word about different resource guides. They're on my website. We have 6 COVID resource guides that are updated on a real-time basis. And my website is www.treasure.ca.gov. And I also have a designated email address. And Catherine Asprey, my constituent services representative, has answered over 1,000 emails and phone calls for people who could not get through to an agency, needed us to track down a check for them. They got a lien on their account perhaps, and they don't know why. So again, that email is askfiona@treasure.ca.gov. So please consider us a partner and a resource for you and your constituents, Assemblywoman. We are here to help.
Thank you so much, Treasurer Ma. I'm hoping that one of my staff members can put that maybe in the Facebook comments, or we will follow up with the email address and the website so people can learn more about these programs. You listed so many that I didn't even know about, all of them. And that's why I like having special guests like you, because I also learn about new services that our state offers, that a lot of people don't apply for them just because they don't know about it. And so what has your office done for outreach, or do you partner with local organizations so that they can get the word out on some of these programs?
Yeah, so we have done a lot of webinars with some of our agencies, as well as the governor's agency, like iBank and GoBiz have been frequent partners. Also in your community, your small business development centers, a number of them around the state, they offer free consultation and assistance. So please feel free to look it up. Again, it's California Small Business Development Center, your SBDC. They are funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration as well as the state. So they are here to provide free consultation and services to help you access some of these programs, because they are confusing. There are deadlines, there's paperwork, and sometimes people are just not familiar with some of the terminology that is required. And so they have been a great resource. We've also done a lot of webinars with the Small Business Majority. They are a nonprofit. They are also out there with very knowledgeable advisors, giving assistance, providing resources, etc.
That's great. Yeah, thank you for doing that and for getting the word out about these programs. So I'm going to start with some questions that were sent in to us, prior to the town hall. And as some more questions come in, I'll get them and I'll ask you. But I want to talk about, well, one, I have a question as a constituent. You mentioned the green financing program, right? I just bought a house 2 years ago. It was built in the 1950s, which a lot of houses in the San Fernando Valley were, in the 60s, and may need, some upgrades, maybe air conditioning, or I consider myself an environmentalist, want to make things greener in my home. What types of projects does that program for homeowners that you mentioned offer?
Yeah.
Or what can it finance?
Right. So new air conditioning units, heating and cooling, double pane windows, for example, ways that you can save energy and also save money. So again, that is gogreenfinancing.com. And when you go to that website, it's very easy to navigate. It'll say, are you interested in residential or commercial? And then within each of those, boxes that you tap, all of the different types of programs that are available that you can use these funds for will be listed. So if you have a pool, right? People have pools, and their cleaning system goes out, or they need a cleaner, better, quieter system. Pools are also included.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. No, I didn't know about this. So it's something that I think a lot of us that are homeowners can use right away, or like you said, for commercial. And
here's another thing, California Earthquake Authority. If your house needs seismic retrofitting, we have a brace and bolt program where you can pay a contractor to retrofit your home, seismic retrofit your home, and then ask for a reimbursement from the California Earthquake Authority. So that is available. And if you have an electric vehicle and you want to put in a charging station in your house, that program is also available. So we have a lot of things for homeowners.
That's great. Make sure if you're watching this and you want to learn more about these programs, go to the website. We'll be posting them here on our Facebook. So you can learn more about it, or you might be the one that tells your neighbor about a program. I mean, a lot of times these programs, we hear about it from word of mouth or from someone that did it in the past and that it worked out for them. Because sometimes we're like, we don't believe things. I think a lot of times in my community, people are like, oh, that's not true. That's only for certain communities. But then, I run into someone that, I know someone that did the brace and bolt program or the seismic retrofitting in their home, and they said it was easy. They found a contractor. And so I think that always gives people more confidence that this is going to work and that they will get reimbursed for it if they qualify.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks. So then I'll move. I want to talk about CalSavers. You mentioned a lot of people don't work at companies or organizations that offer a retirement plan, but that doesn't mean that they can't save money for their retirement. Like, which employees are eligible to participate in CalSavers?
Yeah, so those employers who do not provide any type of retirement savings plan for their employees are the ones that can participate in our CalSavers program. If the employee is 18 years or older, has a social security number or an ITIN number, and is a W-2 employee, these are the perfect candidates. We also opened it up for self-employed individuals. So if you have your own consulting business or you drive a Lyft, for example, you also can now open up a CalSavers program and have your money professionally managed by our managers, that is TIAA. And there's a number of different options that you can pick. You can go to the default function, which kind of helps you plan for, retirement over your 25 or 30 years, or you can pick a clean green fund, for example. So we have a number of different options for you.
So does the employer have to initiate this? Like, if I work somewhere and I haven't heard about CalSavers and my employer doesn't offer retirement, should I just go ask the business owner, or how does that work?
Yes, we have been doing extensive outreach to business owners, mostly small business owners, because they are the ones that have a difficult time trying to provide all of the different health and retirement programs. So we have been doing that. But if you're listening and you're an employee working for someone and they don't provide retirement, you can send them along and say, hey, have you heard of the CalSavers program? And the website is calsavers.com, very easy. And you may be helping your employer make sure that they don't get in trouble and they're not going to be fined for not following the rule. So yes, both the employee can also participate and get their employer to participate if they don't already do so.
That's great. It's so important to save for retirement, even if you're young, right? It's all those years of investing. And even if you contribute, little by little, right? Next thing you know, we're in our 60s, 70s. And a lot of us don't have a huge savings to retire on, or work somewhere that doesn't offer a retirement plan.
So I use the latte example. If you save $100 each month, so you don't buy a latte every day, and you save $100 every month for the next 18 years, you could save up to $68,000.
Wow. Yeah.
This is what I tell parents for ScholarShare 529. So having a young student be able to not have to go into $60,000, $70,000 worth of debt just for saving that one little latte for 18 years could make a huge difference. So similar case with retirement. You could do the same with your retirement account.
It's true. Well, speaking of ScholarShare, that's where I wanted to move on to, because this is another way to save money for a lot of parents. Even if they just had a baby, you should be thinking about saving for college. And so how does one open a ScholarShare 529 account?
Yeah, so it's very easy for a parent. or even a non-parent. I'm saving right now for my future niece. My sister is going to have a baby in 2 weeks.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been saving money in an account for the baby, and I can keep it in my account, and I can transfer the account to my sister to manage at some points, or I can keep it in my account until my niece goes to college, and then also help manage the expenses. They can, submit expenses, and then I could help manage. But I'm probably going to turn it over to the parents to manage because it'll just be easier. But what is great is that if you open an account, you can tell all of your friends and relatives whenever the baby is born or when the baby is 1 year old, every birthday, instead of giving the child a toy, why don't you put money into the 529? So the gift link that's easy to send to all of your friends and family, and they can just click onto that and then transfer the money from their bank account into that 529 account. So very, very easy to do. Scholarshare529.com.
That's such a great idea, because I always get, when I get invited to a baby shower, there's, they make a gift registry online, and sometimes that's a great option to include the Scholarshare account. It's like,
that's what I always say to my friends who have a baby: you open an account and I'll be the first one to put money into it.
Are there any fees for opening both a Scholarshare or CalSavers, fees to either the parents or the employee?
No, there is no fee, but we do charge a fee for investing, but the fees are very minimal and much less than what you can get on the commercial market.
Okay, that's good to know. So, so are there, like for the CalSavers and the Scholarshare, I know a lot of times I do serve a community that's underbanked, and sometimes they don't have a bank account. But do they have to have one to participate in like CalSavers or Scholarshare?
No, they do not need it to have a bank account.
Okay, that's good to know, because I know for some of us, we think, oh, everybody has a bank account, but
Right.
not everybody does, unfortunately, or they can't afford the fees, the high fees, and that they still want to participate in these savings programs that are offered by the state. That's great. So next, you also mentioned the CalAble account.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us like who's eligible and how does one apply for that?
Yeah, so if you have been diagnosed with a disability, either physically or mentally, before the age of 26 years old, you are eligible to open up a CalAble account in your name. So again, that's you can now save up to $15,000 in that person's name versus the old maximum, which was $2,000. So how many times in the past have you heard people that said, oh, I can't have any assets in my name. Don't give me any stocks. Don't give me your house, right? I can't have it as an asset. I'll lose all of my benefits. So this is really a program to encourage more independence and self-reliance and a sense of security for those that have the disability. Like I said, we are working with Congressman Cardenas very closely to increase the age of onset to 46 years old. Because we have many people that said, well, I got into an accident or I fell and I was, 30 years old and I'm not able to now save money in my name. So if we can increase the age to 46, we think we're going to be able to help many more people who have been diagnosed with a disability between 26 and 46 years old. So that is Representative Cardenas's bill, and we're hoping that we're going to get that passed. It's the CalAble Adjustment Act, and we have good bipartisan support in both houses for the passage of that.
That's great. That's our congressman. He represents most of my assembly district. So that's good to know that he's working with you. And hopefully that makes it through, because I think that's a good idea. Some people develop the disability later in life, and they should
Yeah.
still be able to take advantage of this savings program that's designed for them. Okay, so I just want to thank you for all of these programs that you've described to us. I think it's important for constituents to learn more about them. We will be posting the websites and the email address that you can ask questions to our state treasurer about any of these programs. Also, my office, if you were not able to ask questions right now during the Facebook Live, and you later see this, please feel free to contact my district office, and they will help connect you to these resources, because it's important to know that the state offers to these savings programs for us. They're for us, homeowners, parents, families, small business owners. And so I want to thank you. Is there anything else? I'm not sure if I left out anything of other programs you described that you think would be beneficial.
Yes, so we did recently get $26 billion from the federal government about a month ago, and we will be rolling out more programs for small businesses, for individuals, and then there should be another infrastructure package coming from the federal government. So stay tuned to your Assemblywoman's social media, my social media and Twitter as we roll out these programs. And again, thank you for your interest. Make sure you take advantage of every opportunity that is available right now. And we're very lucky in the state of California that we are rolling out a number of different programs. So if you haven't been helped or you need more assistance post-pandemic, please reach out to us and we will do our best to connect you.
Yes, I agree. This is a great year, but these programs sometimes are being developed as we speak, right? Because
yes,
the funding, the amount of funding available from either the federal government or through our state revenues that keep increasing. So it's exciting that we're able to help this many people this year. Okay, well, I want to thank you. I think I've asked all of my questions for today. We will keep these resources up, and we'll post it. And if there's any follow-up, please feel free to contact my office if you have questions about applying, or we will connect you to the state treasurer's office if you weren't able to get the contact information. I want to thank you for joining us today, Treasurer Ma. Thank you for being here. I learned a lot. There's all these programs that I want to go home and look into. I hope that everyone joining us today was able to learn about a resource that may be helpful to you or to someone. We always hear about these programs through word of mouth. So if your neighbor, your relative, somebody else in the community may need help and these programs may benefit them, please share this information with them. This is how we all benefit. And again, if you have any questions about the resources that were discussed today, please don't hesitate to contact my district office at 818-504-3911. Thank you to everyone that joined us. And again, thanks again for our state treasurer, Fiona Ma, for taking the time to join Assembly District 39 and sharing these resources.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. Be safe.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.